Aloha, I'm Representative Cynthia Thielen, speaking to you from the state capitol. Today's discussion is going to be about wave energy and how wave energy can play a major role in moving Hawaii toward a clean energy future, but moving us today. With me is Ted Peck, and Ted, if you will explain to our audience who you are and what you do.
I'm Ted Peck. I'm the Energy Administrator for the state of Hawaii, and my office supports the state in energy policy and an advocacy for moving us towards that clean energy future. And we're kind of at the middle of the maelstrom of the Hawaii Clean Energy Initiative.
Well, maybe you could talk to the viewers about the Hawaii Clean Energy Initiative. I have received this from your Department of Business and Economic Development, and it talks about the Hawaii Clean Energy Initiative. Why don't you explain to the viewers what this actually is?
Okay, well, the roots of it are over the last several years, a number of folks, my predecessor especially, Maurice Kaya, really knew that we needed to do some wholesale transformation in our energy system. And he worked with the Department of Energy, with Bill Parks in particular, and they identified 4 critical barriers: the barriers of financial barriers, barriers of regulatory and statutory structures, regulatories of permitting and other formatting, and basically said we need to really do a significant transformation. And so they structured the Clean Energy Initiative around removing and driving through those barriers. And that culminated last year in January with the signing of the agreement, the Memorandum of Understanding between the Department of Energy and the state of Hawaii. Governor Lingle signed that Memorandum of Understanding with Assistant Secretary Karsner, at the time the Energy Efficiency and Renewable Energy Assistant Secretary.
And wasn't Hawaiian Electric a party to the agreement?
Well, the MOU between the state and the DOE, those are really the two parties. The agreement you're speaking of was really a landmark. One of the initial products that came from this partnership is working with the utility to chart out a course, what we call the Voluntary Agreement. It was signed in October of last year, and it's fairly comprehensive in some of the changes that the utility is going to make and the way the state's going to support those changes. Obviously, the utility is a big piece of our energy future and our energy present.
Absolutely, because Hawaiian Electric at present uses almost, I think, like 92% fossil fuel to power our islands, and this has really been unacceptable to many of us in this state. I have been a long-standing critic of Hawaiian Electric, and because they've come to the table, because they're really being a partner of moving us to our green future, I am not critical now. I am just very glad to see them jump on board and really be a part of this groundswell and this major change for Hawaii. Now, wave energy is going to be a major player, play a major role in this. And to those viewers that are looking at this internationally on the internet, I would like to say to any of you who are wave energy companies, we want you to come to Hawaii. And I'm going to ask Ted Peck to explain from the administrative side, what is it we're ready to do to help you? We want the wave energy companies to come here, and if you start with explaining why here is a good location for them.
I think there's four reasons that come to mind immediately. One is we are one of 2 national marine renewable energy centers in the United States.
That one I know because I went up to University of Hawaii and said, you all must apply to be this. And fortunately, Virginia Hinshaw, the chancellor, said, you're right, and they went ahead and did it.
Yep, and you're absolutely right. You were quite the catalyst, and the Hawaii National Energy Institute worked to put together a pretty robust team, and we won one of the 2 awards. So that's very exciting, and it really is quite natural because the second reason is Hawaii obviously is a place of wind and waves, and especially waves. We have, each of our islands have very different and unique wave regimes and ocean energy regimes that can be are very helpful as test beds for various places around the world. It's not one simple regime that you can look at, but from a test and development and an evaluation standpoint, Hawaii is very much a natural place to do that.
So in other words, a wave energy company could come here and try its technology in different locations within the islands, or if their technology is particularly suited for one of our wave climates, they could come and hook up and try it here.
That's exactly right.
And now, what kind of help will they get from the Department of Business and Economic Development and you and your office?
Well, we have, last year we hired a renewable energy facilitator. So he is working, currently he's working with over 80 companies and 80 projects in helping to facilitate through the permitting and through the environmental impact analysis that needs to happen for any of these. So we're really getting an understanding of how to do that. We've worked with U.S. Navy, which has done that permitting for the one project in your district,
Right.
OPT. So we understand what's required to do that. We are working with another company which is going to put in a project off on Maui. We're excited to see that happen as well, and we're helping them with permitting.
Now that's Ocean Links.
That is Ocean Links.
I'm very
That's
excited
correct.
about Ocean Links. I asked them at one of the international conferences, I spoke to Ocean Links and said, come to Hawaii, it's going to be a natural location for you. And they've made that decision to make us their primary location in the United States.
That's right.
So I believe that the same message must go out to other companies internationally, that we're the best place for you to operate, and come over here. Any place that, I mean, when people think of Hawaii and you think of using 92% of imported fossil fuel for our energy needs, and people would just say, what do you mean? You've got sun, you've got waves, you have wind, you have geothermal. What
We have
on earth
biomass.
are you doing?
Yes, we have all the resources to create not just a singular dependence on a particular type of renewable energy. What's exciting about us is that we really are a petri dish for the world for all of these renewable resources.
I love that.